My whole life has been about these two words: confidence and complacency. Confidence is being sure of oneself. One might even say being proud of themselves. Complacency, on the other hand, is being unconcerned with yourself. These words may seem similar, but there is one key difference. Being unconcerned with yourself is not striving for more. I want you to look inwards and see which one you think you are. From a very early age, I knew that I was not like the people that were surrounding me. I would get mad when people called me a girl and tell them that I am a boy. I would ask my parents when I would turn into a girl because that's what I was told I was. But I wasn't so sure. It wasn't until my freshman year of high school that I realized I didn't have to choose between being myself and pleasing others. And neither do you. Hi, my name's JayCee Light, and I came out as non-binary on October 11th, National Coming Out Day. The first thing my parents said was, "We don't understand," which was understandable, considering they had never met a concept like this before. But to 14-year-old me, it was the end of the world. Tears started forming, and I just started crying, trying to explain it to them that I'm somewhere in between a girl and a boy, or maybe neither. We're all our own people, and the human race is many things, but a singular word to describe it is diverse. Now that my parents were behind me, came the hard part: coming out to a small school in a conservative town. I grew up in what is technically a city in the Central Valley, but there's more cows than people. So this was either going to go one of two ways: really good and news would spread fast, or really bad and news would spread faster. A little rewind to middle school, I developed severe anxiety, and so I never wanted to stand out or gain too much attention, which normally went the opposite way. Fast forward back to high school. You still with me? Okay. Fast forward back to high school, I was convinced to join ASB by my tennis coach. ASB ran all the school's activities and worked like a well-oiled machine. But I never seemed to fit in. This wasn't just in ASB, though. It was in school, in tennis, that turned into volleyball, and dance. I began to look inward more and wonder if it was something wrong with me. I would always cry to my parents, telling them that I wanted to fit in so bad, and they would just tell me maybe I was born to stand out, which isn't exactly what you want to hear when you want to be just like everyone else, but I digress. Later, I decided to keep my head down, to not rock the boat. I was told I was too loud, so I quieted myself. I was told I was too annoying, so I stopped talking. I was told I was too childish, so I stopped sharing my opinions and my interests. I was told all these things, so I became muted. I became complacent in not being myself. Because of this, I never shared my problems or my interests or my opinions. Like I said before, I turned inward thinking it must be me. I was desperate to fix what was wrong, and so I started to self-harm. This quickly got out of hand, and I couldn't handle it for much longer by myself. People began to notice, and my school began to notice. This is when I started to see the school social worker, who would just remind me that if I made it to college, I would find my people and I would find my community, because this was a small town. But of course I didn't believe her. It felt like the waves were crashing down on me, the same waves I was trying not to cause. Again, in my high school career, multiple teachers told me I should leave the town that I was in and find my people. And I had kind of planned on it, but the whole leaving your comfort zone part was what was scared for me. And then towards the end of my senior year, I knew I had to leave for my sake. Maybe I was just in the right place at the wrong time. Maybe now that I'm not okay with compromising myself for others, things would be different. But it wasn't until college that I finally felt like I belonged in a place. I met friends the first few days of living here, because when you are pushed out of the nest, you either fall or you fly. And I was determined to fly. My friends that I met here not only embraced who I was, but didn't mention anything about it being weird or asking a bunch of questions. This community has made me think about what my parents said. Maybe I am just born to stand out, to make waves, if you will, because that's everyone's favorite part of the beach. And what's the beach without the waves? A really big lake? When you become complacent, your light begins to dim. It won't be all at first. It's a slow, gradual dimming. So you won't see it at first, but you will feel it, just like I did. So I want to share with all of you to not become hesitant to share a part of you with yourself, to not become complacent. As of right now, I use he, they pronouns, and I know I don't always reflect that, and that can make a lot of people frustrated. But when I am reminded of my varying identity, I reflect on why I feel the need to fit in. Because that's what makes other people happy and comfortable. If I stayed comfortable, I never would have met my best friends in college, and I never would have left that town. I am currently going to school to become a school social worker because of the one that I had in high school who just reminded me that if I would make it to college, I would meet my best friends. And now I can't wait to tell her that she was right. I found my community, the one I've been searching for since preschool. Now I would be described as joyful, and people notice when I'm not around. And it's something I never thought was for me. And I am encouraged to share my identity, my opinions, and I am encouraged to make waves. Because I do make waves, just like so many of you do. So remember the next time you want to share a part of yourself or all of yourself with people to be confident and not complacent. Thank you.